Okay, so we are remaining with only the 2 points in our syllabus. So the eigenvalue problem and the largest, that means both eigenvalue. I think everyone knowing how to find out the eigenvalues, right? Eigenvalues, eigenvector. So for that, first we should have a square matrix of say order n. Let A be the square matrix of order n. Then which one is called an eigenvalue? Then if we have the result like this, Ax is equal to lambda x. Okay, if we are able to find out a constant lambda in such a way that Ax is equal to lambda x, where what is x? X is a column vector. So this lambda is called a eigenvalue, right? This lambda is called a eigenvalue, and the corresponding eigenvector, this x, is called a corresponding eigenvector. Okay, and let A be the any n cross n matrix in such a way that we can write it in the form of A11, A12 up to so on A1n. Right. Now how to find out eigenvalue? We are knowing everyone how to find out this is A minus lambda I. We have to find out the determinant of A minus lambda I equated to 0. So this is what we call it as a characteristic equation of a matrix, given matrix. So if we are having n cross n matrix, so obviously we can get nth degree polynomial, right? We will get nth degree polynomial, and how many roots we are going to get? Maximum n number of roots we are going to get, right? So in such a way that now, if suppose roots of the equation are given by, okay, after solving this characteristic equation or characteristic polynomial, then roots will be lambda I, or we can say it is lambda 1, lambda 2, so on lambda n, or less than equal to n. And for each value of lambda I, there exists a vector in such a way that axi is equals to lambda I xi, right? I think everyone has solved any 3 cross 3 matrix, or any 3 cross 3 matrix. You are getting suppose 3 eigenvalue, then corresponding you will get 3 eigen vector, and this is what a condition, and this is what a lambda is a eigenvalue and xi is a corresponding eigenvector. Okay. Now what is the condition for this lambda is it may be distinct, right? It may be distinct or it may be repeated. If it is repeated, the corresponding eigenvector we are not going to calculate, only one time we are going to calculate, right? So maximum number of eigenvalues we can get is n number of eigenvalues. Okay. Now let us solve an example for eigenvalue and eigenvector. You can write with me. I'm not asking whether you have any doubt, since I think everyone know how to find out the eigenvector, characteristic value, analytic polynomial, characteristic polynomial, right? माहिती आहे ना सगळ्यांना?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us evaluate this matrix. Find the eigenvalue and tell me the answer. How to find out the eigenvalue? A minus lambda I. Find out that and tell me. Yes, what are the eigenvalues? Lambda is equal to. Yes. Is it so difficult? Are you getting the same eigenvalues? 4, 6, minus 2. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello? Getting the eigenvalues?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you are done with this, let me go for firstly find out the eigenvalue. You can write here, find the eigenvector corresponding to lambda equal to 6. Okay. First we'll find out the eigenvector corresponding to lambda equal to 6. So for that, what is the consideration? Just now we have said there should exist a vector in such a way that ax1 is equals to lambda x1, which means that ax1 is equals to 6x1. Correct? So let us write down that we have a matrix A, as well as we can write here this is what x1, x2, x3 is equal to 6 times x1, x2, x3. What is A? It is 5, 0, 1, 0, minus 2, 0, 1, 0, 5. Okay. Now we have to solve these equations. What will be the resultant? 5x1 plus x3 is equal to 6x1. This is what the first equation. Minus 2x2 is equal to 6x2. The second equation, by equating the matrices, we get it is x1 plus 5x3 is equal to 6x3. Now if you observe the second equation, what we get is 8x2 is equal to 0. Since 8 is non-zero, by consideration of this equation, we can say x2 is equal to 0. Okay. Now the remaining equation we have to solve. Okay, how to solve these equations? 5x1 plus x3 is equal to 6x3. And the second equation is x1 plus 5x3 is equal to 6x3. Right? Now we have to solve this equation. How to solve this equation? You can do one thing. You have to multiply by 5. This will be 25. This will be 30. And you can subtract. And what we get the answer is, this is what, if you are going to subtract, this is minus 24x3 is equal to, right? Okay, this if I take here, minus 24x3 plus 24x3 is equal to 0, which 0 times x3 is equal to 0, which means that we can take any value of x3. x3 is any term t, because what is the coefficient of x3 we are getting here? It is 0, right? So first we got the value of x2 as 0, x3 is some t, it can take any value. Similarly, find x1. Yes, what will be x1 plus 5x3 means what? The first equation we can get, it is 6x3. So we can get x1 is equal to x 6x3 minus 5. We get x1 is equal to x3, right? So with the help of this, we can say it is equal to t. So in this way, we get the eigenvector. Say x1 is equal to 1, 0, 1. This t is outside. Okay. Completed up to this.
Yes, ma'am.
Let us go for finding the eigenvector corresponding to lambda equal to 4. Okay. For that, what we have to do, we have to find out an x2 or vector in such a way that we should have this condition. Like that, we can write ax2 is equals to 4x2. Write the matrix A. Here, instead of x1, x2, x3, we will write something different, that is x, y, z. x1, x2, x3 we have already used. This is what 4x, 4y, 4z. And what is A? A is 5, 0, 1, 0 minus 2, 0, 1, 0, 5. 5x plus z is equal to 4x minus 2y is equal to 4y. X plus 5z is equal to 4z. Again, from this equation we get 6y is equal to 0, which means that as 6 is non-zero, we can say y is equal to 0. Again, we have to solve these two equations. I will multiply by 5 for this and we will get 5x plus 25z is equal to 20z. Sorry, what will be this term? Right, 4x. Right. Subtracting, we will get minus 24z. Is there any problem here? Minus 24z is equal to 4x minus 20z. So which means minus 4z is equal to 4x, which means x is equal to minus z. Okay, so hence we can give x is equal to something, which means that z is equal to minus t, and hence we get the vector x2 is equal to, yes, x is t, y is 0, z is minus t, and hence we get the eigenvector corresponding to lambda equal to 4. Solve the third one, in which we have find the eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equal to minus 2. Now you have to solve me and tell me what is an eigenvector. What is the answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in this way, firstly we have to equate this and we get three equation. From the second equation, you can see 0 times x2 is equal to 0, which means x2 can take any arbitrary value. All the remaining two equations to get the values. Okay, just tell me what is the third eigenvector. We can write
0, 1, 0 into t.
0.
1, 0 into t.
Okay, t is any arbitrary. Correct. Okay, so in this way you can solve the example. Now let us go for the last method, that is power method. Power method for finding the eigenvalues. Okay. Now we have seen that there should exist some constant lambda in such a way that we should have ax is equal to lambda x, then lambda is called the eigenvalue, right? So if we are having any n cross n matrix, suppose we have n different eigenvalues in such a way that it is of the form lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2 is greater than and so on. Suppose we want to find out the largest eigenvalue for this square matrix, right? If we want to find out the largest eigenvalue for this, so what are the corresponding eigenvector? It is say v1, v2, v3, and so on. Vn are the corresponding eigenvectors. Since we have assumed that these are n distinct eigenvalues. If they are distinct eigenvalues, so we can have distinct eigenvector, or we can say these are linearly independent eigenvector, right? And which will have the condition. What is the condition for this? A v1 is equal to lambda 1 v1, a v2 is equals to lambda 2 v2. Just now we have found this type of a things. Huh? And in general, we can write a vn is equal to lambda n vn. Since eigenvalues are linearly independent, right? Because we have assumed that these are n distinct eigenvector. So we can have n linearly independent eigenvector. So for any vector v, eigenvector v, we can write, it can be written in the form of c1 v1 plus c2 v2 plus up to so on cn vn, right? Since they are linearly independent, so they can any eigenvector v in the eigenspace spanned by the eigenvectors, and that is v1 v2 v3 up to vn, and it can be written in the form v is equal to c1 v1 c2 v2 and so on. So this is what our equation number 2. Let me name these equations as say equation 1. Okay. This is what a power method. In this power method, we are going to find out the largest eigenvalue, right? Now let us multiply the equation 2 by a. What will be the resultant? A v is equals to a times this one, that is c11, c1 v1, c2 v2, cn vn. Right? If I multiply this inside, we get it is c1 a v1 plus C2A V2 plus C3A V3 and so on CNA Vn. Now what is AV1? Just now from the equation 1 we can see, just like we have solved for the example, V1 is a eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 1. So AV1 is lambda 1 V1. So we can replace for each and every AV1, AV2 and so on, and hence we get C1 lambda 1 V1 plus C2 lambda 2 V2 and hence we can take this lambda 1 outside. Since lambda 1 is non-zero, and we can write it in the form of C1 V1 plus C2 lambda 2 lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 v2 and so on. Cn lambda n divided by lambda 1 vn. Now if I multiply once again, I will get a into av, which is equal to a lambda 1. We have to multiply this inside and we get, this is what c1 v1, c2 lambda 2 upon lambda 1, c2 v2 plus so on, right? You will come to know how we are going to find out the largest eigenvalue now. So here we are going to multiply, so we get a square v is equal to lambda 1 into this bracket. Now if I multiply a inside, we get a v1 plus c2 outside we get it is a v2 lambda 2 divided by lambda 1 and so on, right? So in this way again we will get the same result. What is a v1? It is lambda 1 v1. So we can write it is lambda 1 v1 plus this term lambda 2 upon lambda 1 as it is into what c2 lambda 2 v2. Similarly for the next. And hence again if you take lambda 1 outside, we get it is lambda 1 square. Here is a square v and the remaining terms in the bracket. So continuing in this way, we can get at some kth stage a raised to k v is equal to a lambda 1 raised to k c1 v1 plus lambda 2 upon lambda 1 raised to k c2 v2 and so on. So in this way we will get the eigenvalues. Now what we are given with us, we have the condition mod of lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2 is greater than lambda n and so on. So what we can say in general, lambda 1 is greater than any lambda I, right? Lambda 1 is greater than lambda I. So we can have, this is lambda 1 divided by lambda I. Okay, what will be the answer? Lambda 1 divided by lambda I, it will be greater than 1. And what will be the reverse one? Lambda I divided by lambda 1. Yes, what is answer? Hello? It is less than 1, no? If lambda 1 divided by lambda is greater than 1, lambda I divided by lambda 1 will be less than 1. Why we are solving this? Because here we have lambda 2 divided by lambda 1. In the next term it is lambda 3 divided by lambda 1. So in general we can have lambda I divided by lambda 1. And hence substituting this in the above equation, or we can say this is tending to 0. Okay. So we can write this as a raised to kv is equal to lambda 1 raised to k c1 v1. Similarly, we can write a raised to k plus 1 v is equal to c1 v1 lambda 1 raised to k plus 1. Now the eigenvalues lambda 1 is obtained as the ratio of the corresponding components. Okay. So let us find out the value of lambda 1. Okay. What will be lambda 1 from this? Is lambda 1 is equal to lambda raised to k plus 1 c1 v1 divided by lambda raised to k c1 v1 by dividing these equations, and hence we can now say as k tends to infinity, Okay, since limit k tends to infinity, this a raised to k plus 1b divided by a raised to k on b is equal to lambda 1. Okay, so this is what the method we have for our method. Okay, no doubt I am having the understanding that you will not get directly from this method. We'll solve one example so that you will have a clear idea what is a power method of eigenvalue. Okay, let us solve an example. Find the largest eigenvalue corresponding to eigenvector. Find the largest eigenvalue. Let us have the same matrix which we have initially, because we know what is our largest eigenvalue for this. We have found three eigenvalues, minus 2, 4 and 6. So in this example we are knowing the 6 is the largest one. Okay, so let us go for the method one by one. What we have to do, let us assume x naught is equal to, let us have eigenvector 1 1 1. So this is what our initial approximation we have chosen for a eigenvector. Okay, and assuming that lambda naught is equal to 1. Okay, are you getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what we have to do in the next, as we have followed for the method, we have to multiply by a. This will be a x naught is equal to, just now we can see here we have done the same thing in the method, right? A into b. Okay, b is what our initial approximation. X naught is equal to 1 1 1 is a initial approximation, which we can say it is a eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda naught is equal to 1. Okay, so a b is equal to, in the very similar way we have written a into x naught is equal. Now we have a matrix A, x naught is also there. Multiply these two and we get the answer as, yes, what will be the resultant matrix? This is what 3 cross 3, this is 3 cross 1. So multiplying these two matrices, we get it is, yes, what is the answer? Is it so difficult to add?
6 minus 2, 6.
Okay. Now if I take 6 common, what do we get? Is 1 minus
1,
0.3.
1.
Okay. So we get here x1 is equal to, initial x naught we have chosen, and x1 is the eigenvector corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 1 is equal to 6. Initially what we have assumed, lambda naught is 1, x naught is 1 1 1. Okay. Now let us consider the next one. That means just like in the method we have again multiplied with a. Okay. You can see here in the method also we have again multiplied with a. Okay, this one we have already solved and we have got the value. So again we have to multiply by a so that we can get a largest eigenvalue. No doubt for this example we are knowing that 6 is the largest eigenvalue. But still, as it is a iterative method, we have to solve. Up to then we get the some positive values in the eigenvector. Here we are having negative 1 now, so that's why we'll solve it. 5 0 1 0 minus 2 0 1 0 5 into x1 is 1 minus 0.33 1. Yes, what is the resultant? Is 6. This one is also
6, 6 0.33.
0.661.
6, 6.
Both are negative now, 0.66. Okay, now what will be x2? Is this is what your x2, no? A into x naught is x1. X2 will be a into x1 is x2. In the very similar way of a method, we are going to solve it. And here 0.111, corresponding lambda 2 is 6. Okay. You can solve one more step and then you can write the largest eigenvalue for this is 6 and the corresponding eigenvalue. Okay. Are you getting what is a method?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Let us solve one more example so that your doubts will be clear. Find the largest eigenvalue for this matrix. The matrix is 1 6 1 1 2 0 0 0 3. Okay, what is a method? We have to first find Ax naught, which is nothing but your x1 is equal to A is 1 6 1 1 2 0 0 0 3. What x naught we have to choose? 1 1 1. And what is your lambda naught? It is 1. Let us choose the initial approximation. Lambda naught is 1 and corresponding eigenvector is 1 1 1. We get x naught, A into x naught is equal to x1 is equal to, if I get 8 outside, it is 1 0.375 0.375. And now you can say x1, sorry, this is what Ax naught, and x1 is equal to 1 0.375 0.375 and lambda 1 is equal to 8. Sorry, this is not x1. X1 we have calculated later. Ax नॉट सॉल्व करने के बाद जो लैम्डा हम बाहर निकालते हैं उसके बाद जो रिमेनिंग वेक्टर बचता है उसको हम x1 बोलते हैं. Okay, so we have found x1. Similarly, let us find Ax1 is equal to, A is a matrix, x1 we have calculated. So Ax1 we get it is now if I take 3 common, you do the calculations and tell me. Initially we got the value for lambda 1 as 8, but here we got 3. Let us solve one or two step more. We'll solve up to x4 so that we can get correct value. Yes, after taking 3 common, what is the answer? Hello.
1.1967, 0.58, 0.37. 0.58 and 0.37.
37.
Yes, ma'am. 0.37.
Okay. So x2 we got in this way. Again we have to proceed so that we can get a correct eigenvalue. Since we initially we get 8, lambda 2 we are getting 3. So let us calculate ax2 is equal to a is with us, x2 is also with us. Multiply these and we'll get the next one. Last entry. Is it correct?
5.04 येतं ना first.
First one is 5.04.
04.
Okay, 5.04. Okay, fine. Next.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now if I take 5 outside, tell me the values.
1.008.
1.008. Next.
0.47.
Okay, next.
0.222.
Sorry. Now we here in this case, we can say this is what x3 now. So lambda 3 we are getting it is 5 and corresponding x3 is equal to 1.008, 0.47, 0.2. Let us solve one more, that is we'll solve up to x4 and we'll stop the procedure. A x3 is equal to A, we have x3 is also with us. Yes, multiply them and tell me the answer. Yes, what is the answer?
4.05,
Okay.
1.948,
Hmm.
0.666,
4.66. Okay.
66, triple six, ma'am.
Okay. So you take 4 outside and we get 4 is a largest eigenvalue. Now if I want to verify whether 4 is a correctly largest eigenvalue, for that what you have to do, we have to go with the method a minus lambda I. Solve this determinant. You will get, the eigen values, right? Um, just like characteristic equation you are going to get. Okay, try to solve this and tell me the answer. What are the eigenvalues? No doubt you are going to get some eigenvalue lambda is a 4, because this is a power method in which you are getting the largest eigenvalue. So from these 3 eigenvalue you can see that 4 is the largest eigenvalue. Okay. So in this way we have completed our syllabus of numerical analysis. For integral equation I think we have to wait, because whatever the notes of the integral equation remaining with us are not with me, is there in the university. So maybe if possible I will go and I will collect and then I will take the lectures. Or in another way, if I have, actually I don't have the book also for integral equation. Otherwise, we can complete the syllabus, because only 3 points are remaining, na? Green's function, Laplace, and Sturm-Liouville problem. Okay, if you have any type of a doubt, you can ask, or you can ask in the future also.